If someone can touch your ICS, they can break your ICS. What do you think? Welcome to the first episode of HSD Café Talks, the show where experts share their opinions, discuss them, and show innovations, and where we also ask you for your opinions. We would like to kick off with the subject operational technology, OT. What is it about and what are the opportunities? Today, Stefan Rutte will join us as my guest to talk about this subject. Stefan Rutte works for Vialis. Vialis is part of Volker Wessels. Vialis makes infrastructure intelligent. Stefan, welcome.
Yeah.
You are manager cybersecurity and you have to deal with OT a lot, I can imagine, at Vialis. Maybe we can start with you explaining what OT actually is.
OT, operational technology, is the technology where we control assets. And assets are infrastructure, locks, bridges. You can think about the roads, railway systems. All these kind of systems are being controlled by embedded systems.
So it is, we need to think about software operating in the physical world.
Yeah, it's software and hardware operating in the physical world. Yes, controlling systems.
And at Vialis, this is what you do all the time, I guess. How do you get into contact with OT at Vialis?
What we do is we do the engineering, we develop software, we engineer systems, and we also build components for all the infrastructure in the Netherlands. So it's a very wide scale of services we do.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, my daily work is to implement cybersecurity in all the phases, all the stages of the life cycle of these control systems.
Right. The Hague Security Delta office has set up an OT security program. When we were talking just before this recording, you already said that there needs to be more awareness and a lot of work needs to be done on OT security.
Yeah.
HSD has also written an interpretation study, a preliminary study, and organized a roundtable on the subject. And one of the things that popped up, and I thought OT and IT are completely different elements, but the overlap between the IT, OT, and IoT, the Internet of Things, seems to be getting more and more. They seem to be blending into each other. And the question is, how are we going to deal with this, especially from the security side? What's your opinion on that matter?
I think that the cybersecurity, the IT cybersecurity, is a complete implemented in the OT security, but OT security goes much further than purely the IT security. At this moment, at this stage, we see that IT security is mainly a managerial approach, and OT security is also a physical approach. And what we have to learn in the OT cybersecurity is that we move from the chance management to more impact management, and that's a different approach. So we do not want to control the chances of hacks. We also have to control the impact. And I think at the end, we have to accept that OT systems are open and leaked. And the question here is how to deal with the impact. And in IT systems, we don't accept any impact. So we close the systems, and it's a different approach. But both approaches you need in the OT.
Right. So basically, IT security might learn a thing from OT security in some sense.
Yes, because I think that in the IT security, it's most of the time chance controlled, risk controlled, it's not
Impact control.
impact controlled, and that's how it should move in the future, I think.
The wise words. To find out which challenges and opportunities there are in the OT field, we want to present 3 videos to the listeners and the viewers at home,
Yes.
made by OT experts from Nixu, Thales, and HUDSON CYBERTEC.
Yes.
And we're going to watch the videos, and then we're going to discuss the statements made in the videos. Each video has 3 statements, and I want to discuss one of those statements with you. So now we are going to see the first video made by Chris van den Hoven from Nixu.
Yep.
In What is Your Opinion?
We at Nixu have a strong background in industrial control system security, or ICS security. We know ICS security is completely different from IT security. Physical damage or accidents can happen when industrial control systems fail. For our ICS event, which we held on the 12th of February, we created a top 10 of key elements. This top 10 is based on our real-life experiences. You can find it on our website. Based on this top 10, we propose 3 challenges. 1. You cannot protect your ICS without having a complete overview of your assets. So, perform an architectural overview, identify your assets, and identify all your network protocols. 2. If someone can touch your ICS, you can break your ICS. So, apply access controls wherever you can, and be careful with remote access. 3. Monitoring your ICS is key in protecting it. Identify abuse cases and know what to look for. Set up forensics and train your people. Good luck.
Stefan, if you look at this video, where do you see opportunities, and what do you think about the statement, if somebody can touch your ICS, he can break your ICS?
Yeah, I totally agree. We have to think in the whole value chain, in the whole life cycle chain of a control system, from development into building and operate. And all the people in that chain who can touch the ICS system, he can also break the ICS system. So I agree with that. It's not only in the operational phase, it's in all the phases, all the stages of the project. So that's a very good statement.
Why? If you can touch it, all the people in all the phases, so basically everybody working on or working with the system is able to break it. That's what you're saying.
Yes, and it's not only a matter of software. Some people think that cybersecurity is only a matter of software. It's also a matter of hardware. If you can manipulate the hardware, you can introduce cybersecurity issues. So it's a logical, the logical access, but also the physical access to control systems is important to control.
Thanks. Let's have a look at the next video. This is from Thales with Erik ten Bos.
My name is Erik ten Bos, Thales Netherlands, and I am responsible for the OT IoT cybersecurity integration. For this little video, I would like to take you through some statements, some enlightenments, what we see on the integration of cybersecurity. First of all, cybersecurity is seen as a cost item on your company. This I would like not to agree with. Why? Good cybersecurity will make your business innovation cheaper, more efficient and faster. As proven in all normal and other engineering projects, rework is always more expensive than doing it properly by design. So cybersecurity will not only make it cheaper, it will accelerate business innovation, and secure by design will accelerate your business to develop. So statement number one, cybersecurity decreases cost and accelerates the speed of business innovation in times where adaptive behavior is needed. To make it a bit stronger, there is a strong paradox in this. Due to the nature, due to the world, a safe integration of IT, IoT, and OT systems is virtually impossible. So, designing a 100% safe system is an utopia which cannot be achieved. This you will need to live with. You have to live with this. As we've seen in the ever-changing world of today, surprises can be there easily. But this paradox of not being 100% safe is really not an issue. If you know what you can protect, if you know what you do not protect, and if you keep hunting your vulnerabilities, then basically you should have no problems. But cybersecurity is not a Saturday morning task or after hours work. It should be integrated into your whole way of working. It must be integrated into your whole way of working. So companies, and that's my third statement, not being active on a structural cyber design, cyber approach, will not survive in the future. Why? We have seen huge outbreaks of cyber incidents in the last years. Huge cost, hundreds of millions per company. The big companies are struggling to bear these costs. Medium-sized or smaller companies will not survive. And you will only survive in this world if you are adaptive. If you're capable of keeping up the speed of integration of data, integration of information, and accelerating your business innovation in order to adapt to the market. So the three statements. Cybersecurity will decrease the cost and increase the speed of business innovation if you do it secure by design. There is a strong paradox in this. Integrating IT, OT and IoT systems will never be possible safe 100%. And only companies that act actively on cybersecurity will survive in the next future or in the near future.
What is your opinion about the statement, companies will not survive unless they have an integrated IT, OT, cybersecurity strategy?
When you mean integrated IT and OT strategy is an integrated cybersecurity strategy. That's the way I translate this. Cybersecurity is not a unique selling point for companies anymore. In the future, it's a basic condition to operate a company. So I agree with this statement. Companies has to be cyber secure. It's very analog to safety. You have to integrate that in your company to operate in the future. So you cannot ignore it. So I agree with it.
You cannot ignore it.
Yes.
Of course, there are some risks that you can never help, or risks that are too big, or risk you want to accept.
Oh yeah, you cannot be 100% cyber secure. Most of the time it's too costly, too cost intensive. So it's not a matter to be 100% secure. It's a matter of knowing your risks and accept and mitigate the risks. And that's an investment to understand that and to control that.
Right. Let's have a look at the last video with Stefan Koning from HUDSON CYBERTEC.
Yes.
Hello everyone, My name is Sebastian Koning. I'm a senior consultant at HUDSON CYBERTEC. There are a lot of similarities between cybersecurity for IT and OT, but also huge differences. The differences seem relatively slim from a technical point of view, although we have to keep in mind that the office domain is very different from the industrial automation domain. From a business point of view, if companies blindly implement IT security policies and procedures within their operational environments, the consequences could be devastating. Therefore, we want to challenge you with the following statements. First, the ultimate solution to protect the OT network is to isolate it from any other public or private network. Second, to protect our OT network, we solely use centrally managed next-gen firewalls to protect against cyber attacks. And third, our company uses the ISO 27000 series for managing cybersecurity in our industrial plant. This standard is proven worldwide and also useful to protect our assets.
Stefan, what do you think about the statement, the ultimate solution to protect the OT network is to isolate it from any other public or private network?
I disagree.
It's a bold one.
Yeah, and I disagree because it's not the ultimate solution. It makes the risk lower, but it's not the ultimate solution. You don't avoid cyber attacks when you are isolated from the internet. And it's a matter of awareness. Most of the attacks and very smart hackers are not attacking a system over the internet. They don't use the front door. Most of the hackers use the back door. They go into the system from behind, and there are several possibilities for that.
Give us some examples of how do you get in through the back doors?
For example, when you build a control system, you try to get the firmware and try to build hacks or exploits into the firmware. Even if the control system is not connected to the internet, a hacker can do his work. So you don't need to have real-time access to the control system. So also the whole process of building and designing control systems should be protected in a managerial way and also in a technical way. Most of the time, the access to a control system is controlled by a router, and the router technology is most of the time quite okay. This is from the IT approach. The approach to keep the hacker out over the internet is only a part of security protection. Keep the hacker out of the system physical and in the whole production chain is a bigger approach. It's and it gives you I don't know how you call it in English. It's a schijnveiligheid. If you say I disconnect my control system from the internet,
That's called virtual security, although that's not translation.
Virtual security. Yes, exactly. So it's very dangerous this to use this approach.
Right. Now you're talking about the hacker. Does it help to know who your adversary, who the attacker is, in order to optimally protect your assets?
Yes, it's in the IT business. Sometimes it's not important to know who the attacker is, but in the OT business, it's very important because what you want to know is what his arguments are to attack an asset. It's are there political reasons or are there other reasons to attack an asset? So what you want to do is to identify a hacker when he is in a control system, and that's don't want to say a different approach, but this is a more important approach than in IT systems.
And is that even possible? Because it's always very hard to find who is behind attacks.
Sometimes it's possible, sometimes not. But I can tell you that companies are using systems to attract hackers to break in, to identify them, because you want to know who your enemy is. And that's a different approach, because in the IT cybersecurity, you want to close your system that a hacker is not coming in. But in an OT system, you want to identify. So sometimes you need time, and you try to get time to identify him.
Awesome, thank you. That gives us some extra food for thought. Stefan, may I thank you very much for this interview. And for everybody at home watching, please go to the website and fill out the questionnaire, because we need your answers just as much. That was it for today. See you next time at HSD Café Talks.